guys, it's Luna. Welcome. Today we have a pick a pile reading, which will be the topic of what changes are heading your way. So, without further ado, I'm going to get right into the pile selection. I do just want to say one thing. Thank you to all those who have been supporting my channel, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. I appreciate it so much. It truly means a ton to feel your energetical love. So yes, okay. So to your left, we have pile number 1 for what changes are heading your way. Okay. Tune in with the energy as a pile number 1 to see if it calls to you. And pile number 2 to your right, which is the traditional manga tarot deck. Okay. So take a moment if you need to. Okay. Take a moment if you need to meditate on your selected piles. And I will see you there, okay? See you there. Pile 1, hello. So today, for what changes are heading your way, you chose the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sterling? Sterling? I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. Do apologize. But yeah, I'm gonna set intentions with the deck, and then we'll get right into this. So thank you, Holy Spirit, Source, Angels of the Highest White Light, Ancestors, for guiding me and giving me so much love, wisdom, knowledge, and healing. Thank you for being there for the collective every minute and every moment of time. Thank you so much for all that you do, and I thank you for this opportunity to share your loving messages. Allow for me to channel the most loving, helpful messages for all those watching and have a super specific, accurate, confirmational message for everyone who comes to watch. Thank you so much, Spirit. Amen. So for pile number 1, what does pile number 1 need to hear about what changes are coming their way? What changes are coming in pile 1's way? Okay. So we have the Magician. Okay. And we also have Judgment. Let's see if it'll focus. No, perhaps not. Okay. Okay, there we go. What changes are heading their way? We have the 8 of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and the Devil. What changes are heading towards pile number 1's way? Alright. 3 of Wands, the special card with the Emperor, and it says, you are a badass being full of life, love, and possibilities. Through this deck, may you find a path to your best self. Every time I receive this card in a reading, I take this as just extra confirmation that you are meant to be here today to hear this specific reading, okay? So we're gonna do this. Right, trying to figure out where to place things while also keeping everything on the deck in camera view is quite hard, surprisingly. Okay. Okay. So, clarifiers, explanation, Spirit, anything else that you would like to bring to the table? Holy Spirit, thank you so much. Two more, and we will be good, Spirit. Thank you so much. One more. Cool. So, bottom of the deck, you have the Hierophant. Okay. And the two that you got were the Six of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. You also had me start over here. My apologies. Strength, the Eight of Cups. Okay. You also have the Nine of Wands, Page of Wands, or Swords. My apologies. And the Lovers. So, changes heading your way are changes that you specifically have manifested, okay? Whoever you are someone who, I want to say master manifester, and for some of you that may be the case, but I feel like with Judgment it was a circumstance of doing only what you thought you could do. Now, this I mean in the way of you could not live a certain way and be happy, and you just decided that was not even a choice for you. And you single-handedly went after or are going after your dreams, right? That's the Eight of Pentacles. That's what I see. Hard work towards the things that we really want. We really appreciate, cherish, want, all that stuff. And with the Knight of Cups, it's giving me like people may have certain ideas or concepts on this, right? And Knight of Cups gives me this, with the devil there especially, we can't forget that right next to it, a lack of confidence, but it's almost like you got this by trying to be someone who you aren't, or caring too much about what other people thought. Because in this deck, the devil has him on like this pedestal and they're looking at him, and I feel like it's this you're doing things not in the way that people would expect or want of you, right? Or expect, I don't know, there's some sort of expectation here that I keep getting drawn back to. With the Three of Wands though, you do have a stable plan. Like realistically, you're with the divine. I like with the Three Wands there, it gives me not only are you stable with the divine in your spiritual plan, you're actually working towards it in a way that could work, right? In the 3D realm, because we can't just manifest everything but do no 3D work, as well as having your emotional state receptive or trying to work towards being receptive. You're still doing all these things to keep those three elements in line. The Emperor and strength down here, over in this area, and Emperor up there, it's that confirmation that you're creating the stability for yourself. You're doing things, all that you need to do to get where you need to be. So Eight of Cups, Nine of Wands, I do feel like this is you walking away from those people who make you feel like you have to put up a fight. It's, I feel like rather than, so, okay, so in the beginning, I said how you're manifesting this big thing, right? And this is going to be applied for many of you differently because we all have different things that we want to call upon. But because this was the thing that you went after, I almost want to say blindedly, but not blindedly, just so tunnel vision from the divine that when people started to question, you had to walk away. And this was this was the first change, right? This was truly the first change rather than something you want coming in, okay? The change that you made in your life where you chose yourself before the people who didn't think you could do it or questioned you or second guessed you. You found yourself not caring anymore. You found yourself choosing you, choosing the divine, choosing your intuition and your knowing rather than people who couldn't, in the nicest way possible, open their mind up to the bigger possibilities of life. And I feel like you could have almost been led off track a little bit by people, but instead, because you chose you and walked away from these people, Six of Wands, Wheel of Fortune did, and this little thing off, it just, you're looking right towards the Wheel of Fortune, straight, walking straight towards it. You won the victory and completely are turning the tables to the point where Wheel of Fortune is turning in your favor, right? There's this confirmation that you get what you want because it's for you, right? It's you chose it. You aligned yourself so much that your mind believed it, then therefore your actions followed through with that, and universe said, okay, well, we'll match that for you, because that's how universal law works, right? There is a sense of divine judgment and divine happening in this pile. So through this action, it brings you one step closer to bringing in your desired wishes. I do want to pull advice before we close your specific reading off really quickly. So advice for pile number 1 on what's coming their way. Advice for pile number 1. Okay, so we have the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Then we have the, I don't know which one came out first, but Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Pentacles. So I think it was this way, to be honest with you, but I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter, does it? Okay, advice for pile number 1 before we close off this reading. Advice for pile number 1. Hermit at the bottom of the deck. So, Hierophant making its way back out, of course, with the Queen of Wands and the Death card. So, guys, whoever I'm speaking to, you have a very divine plan that is going to bring you a lot of stability, a lot of comfort, and money to share. You're going to have to spend work on this, but I feel like you have. But look at it, I feel like Spirit's asking you to continue to look at it from a novice perspective. Always look for something to learn, right? Seven of Swords, I'm going to read it quickly from the book. I know it speaks on doing things silently, but make sure you're not doing things in a place where you are hiding things unnecessarily. Seven of Swords. Yeah. Alrighty, let's read this quickly. Sometimes in life, we can't be completely open and honest. A little lie, even one of ammunition, may be tactically required in a challenging situation. Maybe you're dealing with a truly awful coworker or an abusive relationship, or you need some secrets to just keep yourself safe. Just be careful that your deceit isn't hurting yourself or others, and that it is truly the best way to deal with the situation. So look, and you'll know divinely and intuitively what to do when it comes to this situation. I do have to, oh my goodness, I feel like it does have to do with money. I also feel like you can get a little unsure of yourself when expressing your emotions or thoughts on this. I do feel like you lack confidence with this. So continue to look at it from someone who just got into it, right? You're not gonna be perfect, but you're doing the best that you can, and just be proud with that. Be open to making mistakes, be open to learning, but know that you're gonna get very far in this, right? There's so much coming for you. Like with the Ace of Pentacles, this is so divinely wish granting. Ten of Pentacles, that's stability, and I feel like in so many areas of your life, not just money, right? It's gonna open many more new opportunities for you. Death card, it's like no more of old you. There can only be new you, and this new you is your higher self finally coming through and following the divine plan in the Queen of Wands energy, right? It's this energy of stability, passion towards your things, an open heart. The Queen of Wands for me is a very intuitively guided person while using her passion, love, and her intelligence. I don't know, the Queen of Wands is just everything to me for some reason. So yeah, guys, this is really beautiful. Cats may be really significant, of course. Dogs, we have two dogs here, and this again, there was this element of love coming through with this. So love and money, someone stable and loyal, someone extremely loyal, because dogs talk about loyalty. And with this old grandmother here, it's like it gives me this energy of you growing old and being there with your partner, right? And them being there with you regardless of the circumstances. So that's great, guys. I absolutely love this for you. This will be it for you guys, pile number one. Expect a lot of changes within yourself that will reflect outwardly and bring in so many more changes in the future. Just keep going, because it's gonna take time. It's not something that's built overnight, okay, guys? So that will be it for you, and I hope you have an amazing day or night whenever you're watching this. I thank you all who like, share, subscribe, and comment on my videos, and I hope to see you guys again. Bye! Hi, pile number two, welcome. So, you chose the traditional manga tarot deck for what changes are heading your way. Alright, so without further ado, I'm gonna set my intentions, and we'll get right into this, okay guys? Thank you so much for joining. If you're interested in any personal readings, I do offer personal readings through, like, just email me for pricings and pay through PayPal, and yeah. They're not too expensive at all affordable options. I am actually going to be starting a discount if Patreon members will allow for 4 personal readings, depending on your tier. So yeah, only have to pay for the month, and you get 4 personal readings per month. I think that is a great deal. So yeah, okay. Without further ado, let's get right into your reading. Angels, spirit guides, source, Holy Spirit, ancestors of the highest white light, thank you so much for guiding me, and the people who are here at my channel, thank you so much for the blessings that you give us all, and thank you for every moment of life that we have. It is truly a blessing and a miracle to be alive. Thank you so much for all that you do for us in the collective, and I will be... Okay, 1 second. Okay. Sorry guys, I was momentarily stopping the video because there was vacuuming and it's still going on, but I've waited quite long enough and it is still going. I hope it's just not too loud. I'm so sorry guys, it just stopped. Okay. Sorry about that. Source, Ancestor, thank you so much for your guidance, strength, wisdom, knowledge, and healing. And there it goes again. Oh dear. Well, oh well. Things happen, right? Alright. What is coming towards pile number 2? What is heading their way? What changes are heading their way? What changes are heading towards pile number 2? Oh, those were cards. Weren't they? No? Yeah? So you received the Two of Cups and the Three of Swords. Oops. Alright. What changes are heading towards pile number 2? What changes are heading towards pile number 2? 8 of Cups. What changes are heading towards pile number 2? Changes. Oh dear. It's like a whole story, I see. Okay, so we have the Star, the 7 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, the 5 of Swords, with the 6 of Wands and 9 of Swords. Explanation, clarification, Spirit, thank you so much. Six of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles with the Page of Wands. We also have the Queen of Pentacles. Two more would be great, Spirit. Holy Spirit, thank you so much. One more. What does pile number 2 need to know about the changes coming their way? So, bottom of the deck we have 9 of Wands. Let me go grab the one that fell to the floor. So, the one that fell to the floor is the King of Cups with the 5 of Pentacles. My apologies. Okay, let's do this. Alrighty, pile number 2. So changes heading your way, I feel, are towards your love life. So 2 of Cups and 3 of Swords and 8 of Cups, it gives me this idea and feeling that you've had quite a rough, stumbly past with your love life. I feel like there was a lot of people you either had to walk away from or have walked away from you. The 8 of Cups gives me 2 types of things. At one point, this can be for now or in your past and vice versa for the next scenario, but point, I feel a lot of situations where at one point you were someone who was 8 out of 10 cups, okay? You were someone who could be there for a lot of people, but you had your flaws, right? And these flaws may have been that you didn't love yourself, or flaws as with quotes, okay, air quotes, but they were kind of like red flags, I think of them, right? And if you have 8 out of 10 cups, people may have walked away from you, even though that is a really good thing, right? Like, you're a really good person, and they maybe weren't even the 10 of cups, right? But then at some point it was you walking away from 8 out of 10 cups because you wanted the 10 out of 10, and everyone deserves a 10 out of 10, okay? 10 Cups for me resembles someone who is gonna be loyal, who is kind, who loves themselves and loves you unconditionally. It's not toxic, it's healthy, it's this type of energy, right? So I feel like there was some scenarios where you've had your run around in love. You've had many options, and I feel at this point, Spirit's trying to guide you towards more healing in your love life. You could be dealing with a lot of options now or just in your past, but I do feel like there are more options to come. With the Eight of Swords, it gives me this energy of being blinded. Now it's interesting, I feel like a lot of this is your past. Um, but I feel like you're carrying the burdens of your past, right? You're carrying the idea of staying stuck. Eight of Swords is stagnancy, but self-chosen stagnancy. I feel like you've won from a lot of these situations. You came out on top, and yet you still allow them to control you in some sort of way. You give them your energy, your power. And it's funny how with the Eight of Swords, you're walking towards this victory backwards, right? In different decks, they have them face different ways, but the Nine of Swords is worried, pointing towards the future, and yet the Six of Wands shows a victory in the past, okay? It's interesting. So I feel like you're at this point of staying so stagnant because your energies are going like this, going back and forth, right? Where the Nine of Swords is pushing forward with this heavy energy, scared of the past because you've held on to the perceptions that you have of people in the past and relationships, right? Pushing this heavy, dense energy while your future is still trying to cleanse this energy, right? To transmute it into understanding that you did everything that was needed at the time to bring you to where you are at now. You had to learn those lessons. You had to help other people learn their lessons, right? We have karmic contracts that we all need to fulfill, right? And it may not make sense and it may seem unfair, but they all have a purpose and a lesson for everyone and everything because we are so interconnected, right? But it's the clash that is trying to overtake one another rather than just transmuting, right? Because you're almost looking back at your past, not even wanting to acknowledge it, and trying to get so focused on the future that you're not noticing you're literally carrying your past with the Ten of Wands with you towards the future. And because of this, you can't get very far with all these burdens. You're staying stuck, right? You're not looking at things clearly. And I feel like the change that happens is you finally actually transmuting and accepting your past for what it is and looking at it for what it is. Instead of, in the nicest way possible, victimizing ourselves, right? We all do it. There's a point where we can understand that our pity for ourselves only gets us so far. We acknowledge we went through all this, but what else did it bring? It didn't just bring us pain, it brought us healing, it brought us acknowledgement, it brought us learning, experience of what we do and do not want, right? And it brought us one step closer to ourselves, to true divine union, right? Six of Pentacles, it's this, you're finally starting to change, right? You had to go back before you could go forward. And finally, with this understanding of the past, with more kindness and love and compassion, you are able to move forward. I forgot to say this in the beginning, oh my gosh. I guess, so I had this beautiful viewing when I was meditating today. I wasn't actually planning on doing a pick a card reading, but I saw this energy of a wave crashing forward and then pulling back. And then today, when I later was like, okay, what should I do? And it was like, what changes are coming your way? I was like, okay, should I do this? I just automatically thought pile 1 and pile 2, and I'm like, oh, so we're doing piles today, okay, instead of collective readings. And when I was meditating for pile number 2 before I started doing yours, the wave, when it went back, right, it randomly came forward, right, and it was like, imagine a lot farther, but it just does a little splash forward, right? And I saw this as, I now understand after reading this, you had to go back. You had to go back into the past, like the wave was condensing back, to understand all that was back there and transmute the energy to more loving light, to then move forward in a better way. Because before, this energy wouldn't have been beneficial moving forward because it was so heavy, dark, and dense, right? It was so heavy you couldn't really get very far. So it had to back up before it could go push forward, right? And although it may seem small at first, you're gaining momentum with a lot clearer energy. You're finally starting to see things more clearly. You're looking at your options. You're looking at things with a more loving eye. I love that the Page of Wands and Queen of Pentacles is here because it's that confirmation of you should be looking at things from loving yourself from a motherly perspective while also cohabiting, I don't know how to say it, but while also coexisting as a childlike spirit within you that does all it wants to do. And finally, you start moving out and towards this King of Cups that you've always wanted while being it for yourself, but also receiving it because you are it, okay? So, yeah, I feel like the advice that Spirit really just wants to say is to always look forward with more confidence, to be understanding and loving of all that has happened to you, and that these hurts have all been there for a reason. The changes coming your way are so monumental in your brain. It's pulling you back so you can go further with so much more brightness and youth. Okay, guys, so that is so beautiful. Get grounded, alright? I feel there's an emphasis for that, so yeah. If you like this, please do like, share, subscribe, comment. I love hearing stories of all your experiences. And I hope to see you all again, okay, guys? Have a great day or night whenever you're watching this, and I hope to see you guys again. Bye!